I've been having a huge problem with Wrath of the Lich King. There's too much loot. As the gear rains down, how do you keep track of what's actually best in slot? And which classes even want each piece of loot in the first place? I'm gonna solve all your gearing issues with one add-on, and later I'll share a must-have rating spreadsheet.
You will all serve me.
Before we get to the spreadsheet, we have the most powerful add-on for tracking BIS gear. LOON Best in Slot is a new add-on that directly integrates Wowhead BIS lists into the client. You can quickly browse Best in Slot lists for every spec in the game while running dungeons and raids. Plus, every item that drops has new tooltip text showing exactly how good that piece of loot is for every spec. Let me explain how to use LOON to fix all your gearing issues. Typing /BIS, we can immediately see a drop down in the top left for each spec in the game. Similar to how you would on 80 upgrades or Wowhead, you can see the BIS and alternate gear for each spec you select. Hovering over any item in the add-on will show a new tooltip noting which classes a piece of loot is BIS for. This would have prevented me from taking a cursed spine on my Resto Druid over the Boomkin in Phase 1. Tracking loot. If you want to get specific, you can filter by slot. For example, just by headpieces. You can also filter by BIS for this phase, or simply pre-raid BIS. On the source dropdown, we can filter things like items that come only from quests or reputations. My favorite way to filter is by dungeon tokens. It's awesome you can plan out almost a full BIS set just from collecting emblems over time. As you get new BIS pieces, a check mark will appear on the right side to show you already have that piece of loot. You can also sort by specific raids. For example, if I'm in Nax 10 and I want to know which piece of loot will be worth reserving, I can see exactly which pieces to go after. Better yet, I can see what my competition is going to want, so I can avoid conflict. Gems and Enchants. The LOON add-on also has recommended gems for each spec, which has made gemming out my characters so much easier. But the very best feature might be the Enchants tab, which shows the exact best in slot enchants for your spec. Before using LOON, keeping enchants up to date felt overwhelming on 3 characters. Now, my time is freed up to use LOON to investigate fellow raiders to make sure they're on the right track. And you can keep me on the right track by subscribing to the channel, clicking like, and hitting the notification bell. Gearscore. LOON is a must-have add-on, but I like to combine it with a new way to disperse loot and track player power. That's right, Gearscore is back, and Taco Tip is the add-on everyone's going to run soon. With Taco Tip, I'm able to see the gear score of individual items when they drop. I can also inspect players to check their gear score and their item level. You may hate the gear score system, but it is used by many raid leaders when deciding invites. I recommend learning how to min-max the system because having higher gear score will get you into more groups. The best raiding spreadsheet. I've been using a powerful spreadsheet combined with LOON whenever I'm raiding. Remember Tigward's dungeon loot prio sheet? Well, now there's a raid prio sheet as well, and I've linked it in the description below. The sheet shows which pieces of loot should be prio for each spec. You can also see which items are BIS for each class and which are only temporary upgrades. Of course, you don't have to give Illustration of the Dragon Soul to your Disc Priest, but this is a great cheat sheet to have open whenever you're raiding. Speaking of cheat sheets, you'll need my video cheat sheet to get the easiest 310 speed mount in the game. Go check that video out now.